wake up with a smile, and then in a while, come to lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies. Lunch with the ladies.
Welcome to the Libby Show, Lunch with the Ladies. Today we'll find out what holiday movies the ladies are watching, and they'll come up with their first Libby list, 12 of their favorite holiday movies. Will yours be on the list? So let's have lunch with the ladies.
Welcome to the Libby Show, Lunch with the Ladies. Today is a special holiday episode. We love movies here at Lunch with the Ladies. Holiday movies are just a joy to watch, whether you're watching them by yourself with a glass of wine or a glass of iced tea or water or something healthy, just to unwind. And it's also just so much fun to watch holiday movies with your family. And I have certain movies that I watch at certain times, like I kick off the season with Elf on Thanksgiving, even though I kind of start watching the movies before Halloween. And then on Christmas Day, my husband and I watch It's a Wonderful Life. But today, the ladies are going to tell you what their top 10, maybe 15, maybe 20 movies are. And just wondering, will you find something in there that you like to watch, or will you just find it's the same favorites that you have? Now, did you know there are tons of ways to watch holiday movies now? Streaming, cable, internet dish. There's a gazillion ways, smart TVs, a gazillion ways to find movies. To name a few, you can find them on Hallmark, Lifetime, One, Up TV, GAC, Freeform, Netflix, OWN, E, which does the holiday movie marathon every year, Peacock, Amazon, Hulu, and more. So let's get started. We're putting together our Libby list of holiday movies. And if you don't know what a Libby is, it's a term that we coined. It's an acronym for ladies living in their best years. It's mostly ladies over 45, but anyone can be a Libby. Libbies are sometimes ignored and underrepresented in movies. Everything is geared towards the 1849 demographic, but the Libbies watch movies and we buy products. So let's find out what the Libbies are watching. Beth, can you tell me what some of your top holiday movies are?
Okay, my top movie is The Holiday.
Ah,
Cameron Diaz and Jude Law, Kate Winslet and Jack Black, where they switch homes for the holidays. Love that movie. Can watch it 100 times.
and I have to say, the best part of the thing about that movie is, and I'm sure you're all going to remember it, it's when she just pushes the button and all the blinds go down when she arrives in the LA house.
Yes, I love that so much.
Number 2 is an oldie, and it's Holiday Inn. Just love that movie, and it culminates at Christmas, but it's about this inn in Vermont where performers come and they perform all through the year. And something about it I just really love, and there's so much snow.
And they sing that song.
Yeah, I do. I just love it. I'm not going to sing. If anyone else wants to sing, go ahead. You would never want me to sing. And another one of my top, I'll give you my top 3. The Family Man. I just think it talks about, your path not taken. And, what do you do with that?
Talking about the path not taken, there was a movie that I really loved that was on Hallmark this year called A Kiss Before Christmas with James Denton and Terry Hatcher. And it was about the path not taken. And also was the leading characters were over 50. So a perennial theme in the path not taken, but really well done. And also in The Family Man, and who doesn't like to watch Nicolas Cage?
Another one, and I don't know if you would say that this is a Christmas movie, but again, the ending takes place during Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it's When Harry Met Sally. Right?
I think we can consider that a Christmas movie.
Well, because New Year's is, what they always talk about what they're going to do New Year's if they don't have a date, and they end up together. And so I love that movie. And then of course I love the classics. I love Rudolph, and my favorite character was Herbie, because Herbie, my dad's a dentist, and growing up we would yell, "Daddy, just like Herbie, you wanted to be a dentist." So we would always watch it, and we'd always think of Herbie as my father who wanted to be a dentist.
those animated or whatever, if you want, for lack of a better word, they still play those, and we didn't have that much to watch when we were young, and they're still being watched. Have you seen that, Messalina?
Yeah, I loved those. They played them in school and we watched them every year, and I love them so much. They're just so sweet.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Oh, I love the original Grinch.
Yes.
The last holiday with Queen Latifah, and she takes all of her life spending and she throws herself one last holiday, and it's everything. It's her bucket list, her life bucket list, everything she wants to do. And I think it's just a good lesson. Just do it now. Do it when you can. Do it when you think of it. And I love that. It's great. And then, as you said, Elf, always fun, always a good one. And then the last one would be Christmas with the Cranks, which was adapted from the John Grisham book.
Yes.
Yes. And we had a similar thing. It had nothing to do with Christmas. It has something to do with Halloween. We always decorated our house. And when our kids went off to college, we didn't. And then they called and said, we're on our way home. And I said to my husband, quick, get all the decorations, put them up as fast as you can. And that's what happens with Christmas with the Cranks.
Yeah, I like that movie. And I've actually worked on movies that had both Jamie Lee Curtis and Austin Pendleton, who's in that movie. So I really like anything that Jamie Lee Curtis is in, except I'm not a big horror fan. That's a really good movie. But speaking of movies that we relate to, there was one on Netflix called Love Hard. And it was about a young man in his 20s that was catfishing a girl, and he still lived with his parents. And I just looked at it from the parents' perspective, and I thought it was a really well done movie. And I know Messalina watched this, and there's a part of this movie that we absolutely loved. And Messalina, what is that?
They went and took the Baby It's Cold Outside. They took it, modernized it in such a fantastic, funny way. And oh my goodness, like I was dying the whole time. I thought it was so funny. It was so good. So such a great film. It really made me laugh and was really heartfelt. So I'm going to put that in my list. So yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. I just saw it.
You did?
Yeah, I loved it.
What'd you think of the Baby It's Cold Outside version?
It was great. First of all, I know it's not politically correct, but I love that song. So
I know. Well, we have it in Elf. We have it in Elf. So now we have an updated version of it.
It was great.
Anything else for you, Beth?
For me, let's see. The only other thing I had was it's an old Hallmark movie, and it was called Angels in the Snow, but they still play it. And it's different than most of the Hallmark movies. Okay. Angels in the Snow is about a family that is not getting along well for the holidays. There's not a lot of joy. And they are visited by another family that gets stranded with them. And that family brings so much happiness and love into their lives. And I don't want to spoil it by telling you the ending, but it's really wonderful.
It sounds like it might be the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel.
Possibly. It was a while back, and I love it. I just saw it advertised the other day, so I have it.
And Hallmark, that's a whole. We'll talk TV movies also. We could talk classic and Hallmark, but that's a whole other genre. That's made for TV movies, and we can. Well, if anyone wants,
you and I have talked about it.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but Beth and I did have a YouTube conversation about Hallmark movies a while back, when this show was just like a little thought in my mind. And yeah, we can go on about Hallmark movies. So
and that's my list.
Okay, thank you. I'm taking notes. If you see me writing it, I'm taking notes because there were some in there that I'm not aware of. Who would like to go next?
White Christmas. I love it. And I've always loved the sisters scene in it when they with the blue dresses and the fans. And when my sister and I were little for a talent show, we actually sang it together. So that's like got a special place in my heart. That I just love it. And The Holiday, of course, it's amazing. And Elf. So yeah, quite a few that like definitely on the same page. I love Miracle on 32nd Street. That's just such
34th.
34th Street. What am I saying? 34th. Yeah. Thank you. Old version, like black and white.
Natalie Wood. Yeah, Natalie Wood.
No, yeah, definitely the old version. Yeah. So good. And then what was my other one that I had? Home Alone. I love Home Alone. Yeah. So definitely those are, and Love Hard, which we just talked about. So I love all of those, and they're so much fun. And I just like everything because it makes you feel so good.
Well, I'm taking notes, and I knew we were going to have overlap because there's some that I just knew would come up with everyone, and I'm checking them off my box because you guys have already listed ones that I love. I'm going to go to Ileana now. What do you watch?
Yeah, we're going to definitely have overlap, but my all-time favorite, It's a Wonderful Life.
And that's
So
the
that's
special collector's edition. I have that
That's
also.
special collector's edition, yeah. And then, of course, there's Elf, the Santa Claus movie, Holiday Inn, which we spoke about already, Home Alone, A Christmas Carol, Miracle on 34th Street, Love Actually, which we haven't spoken about. And one that, like Beth mentioned, one that doesn't feel like it's a Christmas movie, but it has Christmas in it, is Trading Places. I just love that movie. And it does have Christmas in it, and it's just hysterical.
And I've just thought of one other, which is more of just a holiday film, but because I guess it's more Thanksgiving than it's Thanksgiving, right? But Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Yes,
yeah.
they consider that. They consider that a Christmas movie.
And I just love that because it's so sweet. And having traveled a lot to see family, I can really relate to the struggle of getting from place to place and with public transport.
Yeah, that's a good one. And the recurring theme is we want heartfelt, but also feel good movies for Christmas. So, I mean, I'm a sucker for any British rom-coms. When they show the Christmas markets or anything in England. I was talking to Messalina. I said, I just want to go to England at Christmas time.
We should do a lunch with the ladies trip, and I'll go to London for Christmas next year.
Okay. Yes, I would love that. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm having my lunch today, and I'm having a festive lunch. I'm having a fruit salad with blueberries and grapes. Even the grapes are really good, even though it's December, they're really good. And then I put fresh cranberries in there, and I was always told they're too tart to eat. But I really like them. They're a little bit tart, but they're really healthy. And I would suggest, if you want to try a new fruit for the season, just try cranberries.
You don't have to just pop it in your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a burst of tartness, but it's good.
Well, you're mixing it in with berries, so maybe you're
right. That's true.
Some of the tartness off.
True.
Yeah,
the grapes are really sweet. And I have a long list. I have more than 5 because I love holiday movies, and as I mentioned, I watch them before Halloween on the Hallmark channel, and then Lifetime starts soon after that. And I flip through all the channels, and then after the New Year's, they still play them on Hallmark. So I'll watch some that I didn't get a chance to watch. But my number one movie, and I think it was Ileana that mentioned it, is Love Actually. So, and there's so many lines from that, that sign with the cards when she's outside the door. I mean, that's repeated in so many movies. It's and shows. It's just iconic. So I really like that. Really love everything about that, and I love Hugh Grant also. I also, same as everyone was saying, I love all the Home Alones. Christmas with the Cranks was on mine, which interesting that you like that one. And along the same lines as Christmas with the Cranks, there's one, Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito, and it's goofy and it's funny also. And there's a line in there that I like the best. Is Matthew Broderick, his family leaves him. It's the woman from Sex and the City with the dark hair. She plays the wife and she leaves him, and his only thought is, what am I going to eat? I mean, it's just, it's a funny movie. So Elf is up there, the Home Alone, just like all you guys said, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street. I don't think I had any on my list that you guys did not have, but I did want to talk about Netflix. We already talked about Love Hard, which I really liked, but they also had one with Brooke Shields in it, A Castle for Christmas, and it was very well done. And what I liked about it was the love story was about 2 people over 50, and it wasn't like they were the parents. So it was really well done, and I give Brooke a lot of kudos. She carried the movie well. She got to wear these takes place in Scotland. She got to wear this beautiful Scottish gown. It was just beautiful, and there was some good music in it. It was really well done and so refreshing to see something where it was a Libby that had the lead role. So I highly suggest that one.
That's awesome. What was that called again?
A Castle for Christmas.
A Castle for Christmas. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds really good.
It was.
Speaking of castles, I remembered one other Netflix show Christmas one that I love, The Christmas Prince. And then like the whole trilogy, that's really fun as well.
And
So,
the other trilogy is the princess one with
the Princess Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the first one. I haven't watched the rest, but yeah, so Netflix has some really good trilogies.
Yeah, they keep cranking them out. I do want to address Hallmark, the TV kind of movies, because there are just so many of them, and Hallmark is a lot more diverse lately. And Beth and I have talked about this, like watching a Hallmark movie is like, it's like having a glass of wine. It just calms you down, it de-stresses you. At the meet cute at the beginning, they're going to end up together. I would love where one movie they didn't,
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, where it's someone, it's not like it's not the person that checks them into the beautiful bed and breakfast that they end up with. It's like the person that sells like the snowmobile equipment or something, just something unexpected.
I feel like it would be nice to see the relationship, like, because I feel like they always have like a boyfriend who is like bad, and I'd love to see it like where they actually work through the relationship issues and end up together at the end rather than them finding someone new. I think that would be like a nice difference, is that they find each other again, like, and realize why they got together in the first place, and like that'd be a nice like twist on it, so it's like reversed.
They do have some of those, I have to say. They're straying from the regular formula where they break up with someone at the beginning, or they have I was just watching one today with Lacey Chabert, and she had a person in her life that was with her through the whole, she was making a gingerbread, she was in a gingerbread baking contest. And he was kind of with her, and you kind of didn't know which way she was going to go. So, I think there's some variety in there. But speaking of Hallmark, my very favorite Hallmark movie is A Crown for Christmas with Danica McKellar in it. I can watch that one over and over again. I think I've watched it 4 times already. I don't know why. It's just so happy. And I think it was one of the first where they had like a princess or something royal in it. And I really like it when it has the royal aspect to it. There's also a movie on Hallmark. I like one called The Very, 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 Very Merry Mix-Up with Alicia Witt. It's a little bit different. And then there's one on Lifetime. I haven't seen it lately. It's called Comfort and Joy. And it's with Joe Polnicek from The Facts of Life. I forget her real name, but she gets into a car accident, and she ends up in a house, that's not her house, it's not her life. So it's another one of these, another path taken. And I really like that movie. They don't play it enough, but I do have it on DVD.
I second that. I like that movie a lot.
Oh, you like that movie?
Yeah, I love that one. Have
you seen it lately? I didn't see it this year at all.
Not this year, but I've seen it in the past.
Yeah, it's well done. And I also just wanted to say that I just love, some of the actresses on Hallmark movies, like Candace Cameron Bure, anything she's in. I like the one where the Shoe Addicts Christmas with Jean Smart in it. They get some really good actresses in their movies. And I want to give a shout out on Hallmark, because there are some over 50 actresses that you see appearing quite often, and I would put in the older, not the real young category, because their actresses run from 20s to 60s. But there's an actress named Barbara Niven, Catherine Bell. They're all a little bit, Holly Robinson Peete. So they're not always the main characters. There was a movie, The Christmas House, which was really well done. It was ensemble, where they had a couple different storylines all revolving around a house. They got like super decorated for Christmas. And there was a story with the parents that they were supposed to get a divorce. So again, it was nice to see a storyline with the older people as well. So can anyone, after all we're talking about, and I wanted to give also, Amanda's not here today, but a shout out to A Nashville Christmas on Hallmark because Amanda Baker is on that movie. So that's another good one to watch. What do you think is our top 10 or top 20?
Well, I feel like Elf got mentioned more than once, so I think
Yes.
Elf has to get
Yeah.
put in there.
Okay.
And The Holiday got mentioned more than once.
Yes.
Elf actually,
Yeah.
I feel is a classic. So maybe those three, and then I'll stop talking and let you talk.
I think Home Alone got a lot
Yeah.
of mention.
Yeah, Home Alone did.
And then who said they watched Miracle on 34th Street all the time?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. The
Yeah,
original
so
one.
maybe we put that because all three of us said that.
I'm going to add in Christmas with the Cranks, which was surprising because Beth and I both liked that one.
Mhm. I could just see us doing that. I really could in my family.
But you know what? Do you see with that movie? It's because we're relating to it because it's parents that have to change their lives because their kids are doing something. So
And as soon as kids come home, it's a game changer.
yes, it is. And she does not get that honey ham. You have to watch the movie. But we all like know what our kids like, and Messeline, I know your mom also, she knows what you like. And, Jamie Lee Curtis just does whatever she could to give her daughter, the Christmas that she would want. The Love Hard from Netflix. I'm going to put The Castle for Christmas with Brooke Shields because I think you ladies will all love it. So I'm putting that Castle for Christmas. Let's see.
I think we need to do at least either Holiday Inn or White Christmas because they're just so
An
good.
old classic.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a vote. Let's have a vote on that one. Which one do you think should make the list?
I vote White Christmas.
I vote White Christmas too because it's got beautiful clothes. It has music. There's dancing.
It's lovely. Oh.
Okay.
Those are all good things.
Okay. White Christmas.
It's got Bing Crosby.
That's right. And
Mr. Christmas.
yes. And as soon as you say his name, I just think of his song.
Yeah.
It just pops into my head. So definitely Christmas. And it's also a reminder, like when if I watch a black and white movie, I also just think of my parents, and what they used to watch. So,
And they used to watch this. Yes.
yeah.
And I love it when he sings "Count Your Blessings" instead of "Sheep" because it just brings home like what you should be focusing on for Christmas. And
Yeah.
I love that as well.
Yes. And I'm going to rewatch that one. All right, we have one more left, and I think it should come from Hallmark or a Lifetime.
Okay.
All right.
Should we put Amanda's film in?
Okay, a Nashville.
We're really big fans.
Okay, we'll put a Nashville, but I have to. I'm going to make it the top 11. I have to put in Comfort and Joy. Beth, what do you think about that one?
I love Comfort. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen that on Lifetime. But I think you'll like it. It's a really good movie.
It's similar to the concept of Family Man, which I loved.
Yes. The Libbies have their list. Drum roll, please. Elf, The Holiday, Love Actually, Home Alone, Miracle on 34th Street, Christmas with the Cranks, Love Hard, A Castle for Christmas, White Christmas, Nashville Christmas, Comfort and Joy, and A Kiss Before Christmas. Good job, ladies. I can watch Christmas movies all the time. It is a little hard to watch them in October, I'll have to say, when it was before Halloween and I was watching Christmas movies. I really couldn't get into it too much.
And the weather didn't help because
I
we had
know.
weather in October.
I know, it was. So, all right, that's our official list. And we're going to end the show with a charity shout out. I have two of them. One of them is Toys for Tots. Think about all the kids that need toys these days. They've been around for so long. And the other one is your local CASA, which stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. They work with kids in foster care, but pretty much all of them throughout the country, it's nationwide, collect toys for the kids in foster care. You could just drop them off or look on their wish list online. So it's Toys for Tots and CASA.org or CASAGal.org.
Thank you everyone so much for joining in on our holiday show. I hope you watch those 12 different movies because they're a lot of fun, and make sure you check out the charities. And as Suzanne always says, remember to find some joy and give some joy. Thank you all so much. Bye.
Wake up with a smile